2, 1, record.
International student, soccer player, whatever, it's important for you to think ahead. Used to a schedule. After that, you don't have that schedule anymore. What do you fill that time with? You know,
There's a lot of people that when they come here, we all want to go pro at one point, you know? But it's like, there's other way to make money. There's other way that like you're doing a degree right now.
You're hustling.
You can use it.
Yeah. What are you beyond the game?
yeah.
And that's where I was really just having a light conversation with my boy, and I was like, bro, I don't know if I've got any more years of college. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to make it work.
Yeah.
But I like to think I'm more than just a baller. I
Right,
like conversation with my boy.
This is the post on Instagram.
Basics.
Gotta make sense.
I know.
Hours of
We're here. Do you want to start with a small talk? How's everyone doing today?
good, man. Pretty
Bless.
Yeah.
good. Pretty good.
Right, so what we're going to do today, this is obviously going to be the first episode. As I've explained to you guys off camera, but for the sake of the people on the camera, this is just going to be some light conversation. For the first episode, I've obviously just brought people that I know I could just have real raw conversation. Don't want it to be anything too serious. We're just going to kind of just weed out the weed works and just get to the conversation. So further ado, I'm obviously just going to introduce the podcast. This is More Than Just a Baller podcast, where we just talk about the hustle of transitioning overseas and life beyond being an athlete. So without further ado, obviously we have these conversations all the time, so that's why I brought you guys on to talk about real experiences and have real conversation, and we're just going to kind of just take the conversation from there. I said to you guys, I don't really want it to be an interview. I just want it to be light spirited, nothing forced. You already know how all that stuff goes, and yeah, man, so we're just going to rock and roll with that conversation, and stay tuned for what we've got going on today.
Not to put the host on the spot, but this was long overdue. So
bro,
you need to give the people what they want,
bro.
Man.
It's been a work in progress,
Yeah.
and I said to myself, if I don't do it now,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it, bro. Because you know how the hustle of being overseas, bro. Like, there's so many things and moving pieces going on,
Absolutely.
and I just said to myself, by the time I end up paying for school and I'm doing all these other things, I ain't really like pouring into what I want to do.
Right.
And I know we had this conversation, it's been a conversation in the group chat. We've had a sit-down conversation. I've expressed it.
Yeah.
It's probably been like a year and a half,
I know.
something like that.
Just a year and a half.
And some change. All right, guys. I get it. But we're here. We're here. So
yeah, we are.
yeah, I appreciate you supporting. Appreciate you guys obviously just taking the time out to come through today.
Of course.
And yeah, this is the first episode, hopefully, of many. And we're just going to make shape.
Minus the pothole I almost drowned in trying to get here. Bro.
Right, you did say that. That's crazy,
bro.
it is a bit wacky out here. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah. But anyway, obviously I'm Mike Ford. Gonna be the podcast host for today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
Do a little shout out. And,
Yeah.
go.
I'm Joel Richmond, the CEO and founder of Field Tech Soccer. Me and Mike been knowing each other for quite some time.
Yeah.
I'll say about 4 years.
Yeah.
Going on to 4 years. I was the first person Mike actually meet when he came to Holy Family. So we go way back. You know what I mean? Outside of this, we actually really good friends and just talk about life. So it's good to see, what you have here today and something that you could, have for the future and build upon, pour in all your energy into something that you genuinely love. So it's nice to see
that, bro,
this, you know what I mean? So yeah.
That was a nice little intro, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah. And go ahead, Ant the man.
So Anthony, call me Ace. No Mike for what? Probably 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, probably going on about 3 years now. Yeah.
Around.
Yeah.
So even just a bit of context, obviously they're my friends off camera and stuff like that. Former teammates. That's where we kind of kind of came into each other's path. And it's just a mutual respect of, obviously, I think naturally we'll just gravitate towards each other because the same mission, the same goal, coming overseas, and just trying to make a better life for yourself. So me and Jay are retired. Oh, I don't know. You still playing?
Well, I do a lot of things, Mike.
You're still involved in the game.
I am.
Respectfully,
and mostly because I do have a business that I run, so I don't think I would ever be, too far-fetched from soccer.
For sure.
So every time I would say, okay, I'm retired, I end up finding my way back into the game.
I love that for you.
I get it.
I just be in the gym, just chucking weights now. I just be just staying in shape. But
right.
Yeah, that reminds me the day Mike came and the group chat and Mike said, "Yeah, I went for a run." That's that.
Bro, the run
Mike said he
killed
went
me.
for a run and almost passed out.
Bro, the run killed me,
This
bro.
is
Like,
a year after college, bro.
I really was like, you know, it was a nice like kind of incentive. I was like,
Yeah.
boy, I might have to get in shape, bro. Come back to school.
Right.
I was not ready, bro. I was not ready, bro. I didn't.
No.
Bro, I didn't even do like a couple miles, bro. I did maybe like a mile.
That's it.
Panting, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
bro.
no.
Long day, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think like, I feel like now like I'm in shape and like I'm whatever, but I think there's a difference between like being like in shape and like game ready though.
Yeah.
And them pre-seasons, bro, them treacherous days, I don't really miss them, bro. Like the 3 miles.
Nobody missed that, bro.
Bro,
The
you're
hills,
still in it, bro. So
Yeah.
you
the
best.
hills.
Do you
invested,
think you lost that passion? That's one of the reasons that you don't
Oh.
want to do it.
I think for me, and I think even in like the creation of like this podcast and this space and like the last 2 years, so we probably like graduated, me and Jay, we graduated together, so that's probably like 2 years ago,
Yeah,
2023 May.
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
so I think it's opened my eyes to realize like the sacrifices that I put into the game where I wasn't really like enjoying the experience to the full extent, and I wasn't doing these things. I didn't have any other hobbies and stuff. Like, you know, even the little things like we would have like a wine and sushi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I was so like strict and focused on the goal, and that there was always something to accomplish in my experience that I never like was present in what I was doing. So I think in a way, yes, I'm grateful for what the game done and where it brought me, but
I think from our perspective, like it becomes really difficult to navigate through life if the only thing you know is just
100.
training 24/7 because you're so used to a schedule. After that, you don't have that schedule anymore. What do you fill that time with? You know,
Bro,
and that becomes difficult because I'm so programmed. Okay, I wake up, train,
100%,
eat,
bro.
train, and so forth. So now, like, if I don't have that structure,
yeah.
life becomes very difficult to navigate.
We used to talk about all the time, bro. Like
Yeah.
you're training 3-4 times a week for the game day. The game day doesn't go your way. You know, the girls would say, all we were talking about is soccer. That's all we were talking about. We were venting, oh, we could have done this, our coaches.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't think you realize like how consuming it can be until you're no longer in that space.
Absolutely.
And I will admit it's hard for me to find that replacement and that competitive edge. And I do think the game worked well because like it had a lot of discipline in your life, a lot of structure, keeps you out of trouble. But it's kind of like, what do you want? Like, what are you beyond the game?
Yeah.
And that's where I was really just having a light conversation with my boy, and I was like, bro, I don't know if I got any more years of college. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to make it work.
Yeah.
But I like to think I'm more than just a baller.
Right, because outside of this podcast, it's like, I'd say hours and hours of us having this same conversation.
Right, exactly. And it's just like, we come out here for a better opportunity. How to bring that opportunity to light. And if it's not soccer, what does that look like?
Because I feel like a lot of times we be like so one-dimensional in terms of like, okay, everything we know is just soccer, right?
Right.
But there's so much other things to life than soccer, you know, because
100%.
even to this day, I just think from a soccer perspective.
Yeah,
Even though I'm involved in a space where I have a business that evolves around soccer, sometimes I got to dial it down and be like, okay, there's other things I need to enjoy outside of the game, you know?
Yeah.
But it is difficult for me because that's really my passion and that's the only thing I enjoy doing.
feel
One
like
of the things I enjoy doing.
It's when you finish that you realize that like there's other stuff to do, you know, in life. Like because you're so focused, you're so like into it.
Yeah.
That it's like we don't even think about like, oh, let's go out.
Right.
It's like the first time we went out to Noto.
Yeah.
I said,
It's like
yo,
the
watch
first
it.
time.
I know.
Me and Jay said, I remember the first night we went out, he said, bro, we had this at college, bro.
And
Yeah,
then
it'd have
we
been
knew-
long.
we knew,
It'd have been a
but
long day.
It was a good thing that we knew like
Yeah.
when it's done, you know, because if it was between, bro,
Long day,
them
bro.
Friday nights after training, you'll look at each other and be like,
Bro.
tomorrow in the locker room at 7.
I'm
like,
telling
okay.
you, I would have drowned my sorrows, bro, in that place, bro. I lose, I win, bro. We going out, bro.
Absolutely,
I
bro.
swear.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think like part and parcel, like, you know, even during my experience, right? I think I've been out here like ongoing 6 years. Like, you go out, you know, we're in Philly, obviously, you know, so I'll go down to New York with a couple of friends and stuff. You do things, but it's only now when I'm no longer in it is where I was like, I wasn't always like present in that and like just like really just enjoying the experience because it was just always one goal after another. And I think that's how like football is. You know what I mean? Like you move from one team or you come out to the States and it's like, we got a mission. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have the same kind of luxury as the locals and stuff like that. We got to work twice as hard.
Yeah.
And like, this is really like, for a lot of us, like a break or like an opportunity to really like change or like
Yeah.
break the generational curse, to be given the opportunity to really do something different. So I think for me, I didn't realize the magnitude of like, almost like that pressure that I felt on myself to like always perform. And like, when you don't, you feel away.
Right.
And I think I did that a lot. Like, I think I don't want to speak for anyone else.
Yeah.
But like, I kind of like looked at myself as a reflection of my commitment. So if I don't have a good game,
Right.
you feel down in the dumps. You have a good game, you're flying and you're flying colors and you feel good. But
I think with that being said though, Mike, given that I would say me and Ant, we are both from like third world countries, right?
right, of course, yeah.
I think our outlook might be a little bit different because we know that the pressure that comes with this, we cannot just be like, okay, it's a lot of pressure, we're going to fold. You know, we got to like embrace this
For sure.
and make it, you know,
You want to make it?
not only for ourselves, but for our family, because
100.
they might not be dependent on us, but in the back of our head, we also trying to get them out of a situation that
100.
they don't think that's, you know, it's the best situation for them.
Yeah.
So there's, as you mentioned, I think you brought up a great point about talking about the pressure that we feel.
Right.
Because it's a constant pressure, whether that's to be successful at what you do, soccer, and after school.
Right. Even school. Even
school
right,
and being able to balance that. So I wanted to ask you, what was like your hardest transition after, once you finished playing? Like, what was difficult for you right after you got out of school?
Is it after? It's like more like, how can I say that? When you graduated, or when the season was done, the spring season was done, and they told you that it's not gonna cut it. Like, is it that you decide right now, like, okay, what am I gonna do? Or like,
you know, that's a great question, right? I do think context matters, because I do agree with what you said. That's a really good point. I'm not coming from a third world country. You know, England somewhat holds its weight, like globally. I didn't realize how much weight it holds until you leave, and then like everyone loves the accent, everyone whatever. It's like a weird thing. You
Like, if you come, no, man.
you don't appreciate it until, bro. Every time I open my mouth now, bro, it's like fireworks. But I remember when I first came out here, everyone would ask me the question, oh, like, do you want to stay here? And I just took it a year at a time, and that's what I would say. I'd be like, yeah, if the opportunity makes sense, like, I'll take it. You know what I mean? But right now, I just want, like, you know, my goal is to get a full scholarship, or to, you know, just enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
And you guys know the story and how it went. It was kind of like an abrupt stop to like my collegiate game.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of then where I was kind of like, I'm not ready to go home. I don't really want to go home. I'm open to like setting up like my roots here. Like I could see myself here in the near future, like investing, settling down, having a family and so on. And that's where I was kind of like, I need to put my foot on the gas, and like, what opportunities are there outside of the game where I can kind of like set up a foundation to make that happen.
I think one of the other things too, Mike, I think was super important, because from your abrupt ending to your career, for any international student, soccer player, whatever, it's important for you to think ahead, right? Now that I'm out of it, it's super important for you to think ahead.
100.
Like, okay, what exactly do I want to do outside of soccer, right?
100%.
Because you become so overwhelmed at the end. Like, I need to do this. I got to get this done. I got to get this paperwork done. Exactly. And we all on borrowed time,
100%.
right? For the most part.
Yeah.
So really start thinking ahead, like, okay, I like this. So maybe I could have a passion in, for example, you love doing podcasts. This is something we do on a normal basis.
100%.
You know, very organic.
Yeah.
So I think by you doing this, you could really reach out to somebody that really didn't have a voice for themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
and share your experience, so a lot of people don't feel like they're alone in this situation.
Well, 100%. And, you know, this is really what I want the conversation and the podcast to be about. And I've been out here for 6 years, and there's so many things, when I look back in hindsight, I could have done this different. Like you said, being, is that me? That might be my phone. You could just press the stop for me. I think that's my phone. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think like you're saying, like being more prepared or like knowing what I know now,
Yeah.
the kind of things I would have done in advance to kind of, you know, prevent a bit of pressure and stress
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So 100%, you know, agree. And I kind of, that's why I want a platform to have the conversation about it, because we all had the shared experience of like coming from different countries.
Yeah.
You know, you got one Bayesian, we got Haiti, and I'm obviously English, but like we all shared the same experience of like coming out here and having to figure it out in real time.
Right.
Like then not enough resources, not enough conversation.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of the resource that it's like there's nobody that's gonna tell you like, hey,
Bro,
the time it's
Bro,
coming,
time
you
is
know,
ticking,
get
bro.
something, get
Yeah.
something. Trying to look up for opportunities. It's not. I think when you come here, in the first place, you always think like, okay, I'm here for the sport and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like afterward, you know. And I feel like there's a lot of people that when they come here, we all want to go pro at one point, you
Right.
know. But it's like there's other way to make money. There's other way that like you're doing a degree right now.
You're
You
hustling,
can
though.
use it.
yeah.
So
It's like, bro, and that was like a crazy realization for me of like, yeah, you get to the country and it sounds good. Oh yeah, come to the States is like a new opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
oh, United States is like, you know, holds weight and stuff like that. But it's like, when you're here, nobody tells you like the hardships and like, they just treat you like the local and they give you the same opportunity. But it's like,
It's not
there's
the
a whole
same.
manual and there's a whole handbook that like
Yeah.
stipulations and hoops that we have to jump through that nobody
Absolutely.
like even talks about. You know,
I mean, they don't know. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, there has, I think it needs to be better, and there has to be kind of an outlet to like. There's no way my first school, it was all internationals.
Yeah.
Even on my team of like a roster of like 17 people, like 14 of them were from different countries. There's no way you could be bringing on that magnitude of people
Right.
and not have an opportunity or like a resource for them.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like mental health. What if you're homesick?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
There's
what
a lot
if
going to it.
yeah, the transitions or like,
Yeah.
all right, you got to do this, and this will give you a you know, array of opportunities after you graduate.
Now that you're on there, would you like to? So, I don't know if you guys know, and you probably know briefly, but Mike and I, we've been working with Holy Family University, where we were at the time. And if you guys ever see the podcast, you guys check it with my boy, because we've been trying to do a lot of good stuff. So you want to like touch base on that a little bit, Mike, of what we've been working on to not only help ourselves, but like international students as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we do definitely need to put our foot back on the gas with that. It's kind of like a line in the works, just piggybacking on what we've just briefly touched on.
Yeah.
And you know, we just followed up with, you know, some people higher up. We had a sit down conversation with the president,
Yeah.
and I think even she was surprised at the time to say like,
Yeah.
when we approached them, we said, you know, we've lived the experience. We were alumni of the school.
Right.
We would like there to be more of a resource, opportunities, outlets for the international students coming through the works. I think she was surprised herself to acknowledge the lack of resources.
Absolutely.
So it was quite an enlightening conversation for her. Yeah, man, but that's something that's in the works with the, you know, I think we kept it close to home. We obviously graduated from there,
Right.
lived through that experience, but like,
And just to piggyback off of what Mike is saying, some of the things that we actually is working on is allowing like international students to get the resources in terms of as soon as they get off the plane, right? They don't have to
Facts,
wait
yeah.
months until they know about how to apply for their social,
Right.
how to get around,
100%.
how to work on campus. These are the things that we've been trying to, you know, put on the forefront for quite some time.
Yeah.
However, it didn't really amount to exactly what we wanted
Yeah.
to. But there's things that's being done in terms of to get this off the map. Because at the end of the day, we all need help in some way, right?
Yeah.
And whether that's financially, whether just somebody to, you know, be
Support.
next to us
Mhm.
for resources,
Agree.
for support. And I don't think we didn't have that at
We
all.
didn't. all.
A lot of times we had to fend for ourselves.
yeah.
So
Bro.
with this program, the goal is to give international students more resources to help them get through a seamless, you know, transition in college. So
100.
Holy Family, if you guys are watching this, let's make some
Yeah, bro,
shit,
they're probably
please.
gonna, don't give them too much airtime, bro. They're probably gonna be messaging me now.
Yeah,
We're
don't
gonna
give
follow
them
up with
too
that, but
much
yeah,
shit
yeah.
time.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
But, follow up question. So like, how's your experience been? Like, do you feel like you guys have like, obviously we're all at different places. I know like you're still in school, it's a work in progress of like what it looks like after. You've obviously got the coaching, thriving and stuff like that. Do you guys feel like you guys lived your experience to the fullest since you've been here, or it was just always focused on soccer, or school, soccer, you know what I mean? Like,
Do you want to take the floor? Yeah.
I think that because basically the season is like from what, August to like November. So it's like at this point it's very soccer. Don't talk to me about going out. Don't talk to me about going to.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What's the name of this boy? Fatty Wax or whatever.
Paddy Wax?
Don't talk to me about Paddy Wax.
That's very local. If you know, you know.
You know.
Like, just stay focused on the season, trying to get like the best out of it.
Yeah.
But like in general, for all the years I've been to the US, I think I live like really fullest. Like enjoy, travel a little bit, see some stuff, meet new people.
Yeah.
And pretty much I'll say bro.
Yeah.
Think
I would say for me, Mike, is obviously my perspective is a little bit different because where I'm coming from. So for this is like a great opportunity for me, right?
Yeah.
Not only being able to fulfill my dreams, which was always to play college soccer, get your education, to fast forward to now to starting my own business, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So for me, I won't say I lived out my full potential because there's always room to grow.
Yeah, of course.
But for the most part, I think I did do what I came here to do.
Right.
And I have a long way to go. So with that being said, I will say, I lived out exactly what I had planned for myself and more at times, so.
That's a good point, man.
Because it's all about, for me, I think it's all about perspective.
100%, of course.
Because even though you're not where you want to be, as long as you put in the infrastructure into place to get there, that's the most important thing, right? Because it don't make sense that you're saying you want to do something and you're not putting and planning accordingly.
100%.
Because you could have a dream, but it wouldn't amount to nothing if you don't plan.
You don't plan and work.
I think also the opportunity, because for myself to come to the US, it was one of my good coach that coaching me that just sent me a message out of nowhere and was like, "Do you still play ball?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "A coach from the US is gonna contact you." I was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
It's all about like opportunity, and when it comes, you just need to grab it. You can't just come and
100%.
Yeah.
I think definitely his perspective, like you said.
Yeah.
And even similar piggyback on what you said, and like, even for me, the opportunity kind of came like very like instantaneously. I remember like I graduated from what we call college back home, so I was about 18. I graduated May, and then I was out here in August. So like my process was like really quick, the visas and all that stuff. Probably gonna touch on. I don't want to dive into that too deep right now, but there's always like a process you have to go through to get out here.
Yeah.
And I remember like things were like moving so quick that I didn't really have time to think about what I was actually doing. Like I was like, oh, it sounds good. You got 3 months to get everything plugged and planned and be out there. So like I really moved really quickly. So I think now when I look 6 years in advance now, yes, it's been hard. Yes, it's been difficult. Yes, there's been struggles. But 18-year-old, 19-year-old me can really look and say you've accomplished so much though. Right. And you stepped out your comfort zone. Yep. You left home. You left your family.
That's the most hard.
Bro. And like, I remember the time when I was at the airport, bro. Mum was weeping. Yeah. My boys come. My boys tearing.
Jeez.
I'm just like, yo, you're not doing too much. Yeah. You're not doing too much, bro. Like, bro.
That American movie, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be back in 3 months. Like, relax, guys. Oh, no, but I think it's because I was moving like so quick and like everything was like, it was just like I had such a small window to do so much things. But it's like now where I'm kind of look like you said in hindsight, where I'm like, even if I was to go home tomorrow, it's been a priceless experience.
100%.
The people you meet, the relationships you build, the experiences you kind of come across. Like when you come out here, you start like normalizing things, but you fail to realize like once upon a time that was a dream for you though.
Yeah.
Oh boys, you want to go down to New York this weekend? All right, cool, we can do that. You know what I mean? It's 2 hours away.
Yeah.
I never would have saw myself doing that at like 15, like 16, you know what I mean? When I was coming through the work. So that's one thing I will always give gratitude and credibility to the game. What it's offered me, the door that's open to me.
Yeah.
The friendships I've built.
New York definitely hit home for Mike.
Hmm?
I say New York definitely hit home for you, right? When you
Bro,
talking about going to New
New
York.
York's always a movie, bro. I always
I
see something
know.
new in New York, bro.
Yeah.
It's-
New York is the vibe.
Yeah,
the right
bro.
place
I
is the
always have a
vibe.
good time in New York.
I want to ask you this though, because I think Mike, you do have a beautiful story. What does really more than a baller mean for you? You know, 'cause
wow.
I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Nah,
I know you're the host,
right, it's
but
real, it's real.
I'm
And I
putting
think
you on the
first
spot here.
episode,
I
we give
want to know
context.
what it really means to you.
Yeah.
Because as I said about my perspective, a little bit different, right? Because you're looking at life outside of soccer, right?
Yeah.
We all at different parts in our lives, right? He's still in school.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still heavily involved in soccer,
100.
and you're ready to move out the space. So, what does that mean for you?
Yeah, hot seat.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it though. I think for me, obviously, I want to give context. Like
Yeah.
back home in England, like everyone
Absolutely.
eats, breathes, and sleeps soccer.
Right.
You know what? Bun that, yeah. We're gonna start calling it football because this is my platform now.
Stop with the
This
soccer
is my
nonsense,
platform
bro.
now.
It's
Everyone
about
want to talk about soccer. Now we're gonna take it back to the roots.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone eats, breathes, and sleeps football.
Yeah.
And you know, my dad had a background in football.
That's the one. That's what I was waiting on. That's a story we
dad,
need.
Yeah,
That's a story
yeah.
that people need.
Dad has to get a shout out.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we
Connect.
connected.
And so-
yeah,
yeah,
obviously, like
absolutely.
Guyanese heritage.
Yeah.
And he was fortunate enough to represent his country at a young age. So I think like naturally, you know, you kind of just pass that on. You know what I mean? I played. I want to give that to my son.
Yeah.
And it just kind of worked hand in glove. You know, I kind of got, you know, you get good at it.
Yeah.
And in different countries, there's different ways out, and there's different ways to kind of like make a difference for your family and stuff like that. And I think back home, if you're good at football, you might have a chance to be something or go somewhere.
Right.
So from like 4 or 5, when I started kicking the ball, that was the goal. That was the vision. The sacrifice that I made, I kind of just poured into that. Fast forward now, I guess 20 years. I always enjoyed doing this. Like having conversations, like learning, like stimulating my brain, engaging in conversation. And I always felt like I could never really move in it because it doesn't coincide with my goal. To be
What
honest,
the goal what people had for you?
right, well,
Not
100, well, we're going to get there.
for
We're going to get
yourself.
there.
We're gonna get there. I'm getting a little too
But
ahead of myself.
I think everyone just kind of thinks you're like, you just kick a ball. That's what you do for a living. And, you know, and then,
It's more than that, bro.
it's bigger than that. That's what I'm
Bigger
saying.
than
But, you
that.
know, you always see the big house, fancy cars, the
You
nice
see the nice
lifestyle.
stuff.
Yeah, you see like
Yeah.
giving back to your family, and that would be the way to you know, retire your parents or whatever. So I kind of just like bought into that. I enjoyed it, as I said. I'll always be grateful for what the game gave me. But I also saw it as the avenue to get me a platform for myself, to have a voice, to do other things I wanted to do in my life. So I kind of was like, all right, if I do this and I get to this place, then I'll be able to sprinkle off and do other things in my life. Once I, you know, retire at 35,
Yeah.
you got nice house, I've got things covered, family set, I can now do these things. I think in the detachment with the game, when I come to the realization that I don't want to go back home,
Yeah.
that's when I kind of realized, like, why was I doing it for real?
That's deep.
Yeah, bro,
That's
you
deep.
asked, so we're going to really get into
Yeah.
it. But it's like, bro, I actually had a conversation with my dad the other day,
Still to this day.
and I didn't realize, like, how...
Yo, Mike, Dad, if he come down, no man. Come down. If he come down.
I didn't realize, bro, how much it like consumed me.
Yeah.
And
It's
like,
a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro. Like it's like the functions you miss, and I've got training tomorrow, so you don't go, and like it's given me the discipline and all these things, and kept me out of trouble, of course. But like, was I doing it for me? I don't know. And it was. I remember when I had a conversation with my boy back home, like my best friend right back home. I couldn't even say the words. Like I remember I was saying the words, bro. I was like, bro, because even him, like he used to do running, he used to do track and field, right? And we used to train together, even though it's different, like respective fields and stuff like that. We used to kind of come together, and we used to have that grind mentality of like, whatever, we're gonna do something. And
This is post-COVID?
Definitely post.
It gotta be post COVID.
COVID was a treacherous time for your
Boy,
boy.
you
Oh
have
my
to bring
god,
it.
bro!
You
I
have to bring
yeah,
it.
the whole student athlete thing was out the window, bro. I was
Yeah.
looking terrible.
But I think the COVID made like a lot of guys like realize that what am I gonna do?
Yeah,
There's no more sport.
I
I'm
couldn't even
stuck
kickball.
home.
Yeah,
No.
I can't go outside. I can't see friends. You basically couldn't do nothing.
bro.
So that's when I feel like there's a lot of athlete. That's when they got a big punch to their face. Like,
Yeah.
okay, after sports, there's life.
No, for
100%. And I feel like
But did you graduate from junior college when COVID happened?
so. I graduated online.
real. Yeah.
But
So,
you
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was like I was out here when it happened, and it happened all so quick. And they sent us all back home. Like
But-
I remember, I was in New York. I was in New York on a Thursday, and then I got a message from my boys on the Friday. I was supposed to come back like Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, we're all packing our bags. We have to leave like ASAP. Like we're leaving today. And
But
I'm
you're
like,
at Arkham or at
yeah, I was
Family?
in New York,
Okay,
like
okay,
just
okay.
on the road for a few days. And then I come back, and I had to like rush back, pack my bags,
Yeah.
get a flight on a Saturday. They closed the border on the Sunday. So like I was like out of there. And like if I didn't get back in that time frame, bro, I would have been stuck out here like no place to live. Like it would have been treacherous. So I went home and then I graduated online. And then I spent my first year at Holy Family. I spent all on
Online.
yeah,
Online as
online
well.
my whole junior year. And then I came back out here. But COVID was like a bittersweet one for me, man.
But I don't want you to get too distracted. I'm still trying to hear the story.
The story,
Yeah,
the
you
story.
can't don't.
Yeah, the story.
Yeah, we
I don't
gotta
want.
get
I don't
back
want to get too much airtime on it. I want you guys to obviously like
Yeah,
say a piece, but yeah, I think that was kind of like me unfolding. Like, there's so much more things I wanted to do outside of the game
Yeah.
that I didn't feel like I had a chance to do, and I couldn't really move in. And I was like, honestly speaking, like I was doing a lot to like, you know, make people happy.
Yeah.
You know, that was my relationship I had with my dad. Like, you know, I was like half decent at it. The opportunities were always coming, so I was like, why not take them?
Yeah.
Even with the studies, like, you know, I look back, my mum stands head over heels that I'm now like
Yeah.
graduating, getting my master's. I know she can look at me like she's so proud of that.
Yeah. And I think we connect over that same thing because my father's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
So if you're hearing this, if you come down too, man, come down.
yeah.
Right. If you come down. But yeah,
But you love ball though.
I do, Mike.
But it's in your blood though. Like you was the kid that you was going out doing kick ups by yourself though.
yeah, for sure though. That's
My
like,
dad's dragging me out because like,
Yeah.
boy, you best get this right, boy. You better get it right, bro. Like I was in Guyana, bro. I didn't have the opportunities.
Yeah.
We here, you
Right.
you gotta make something shape. So
Right. So, but yeah, of course, like we all are talented and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Some of us have, you know, more naturally talented than others. But I realized really quickly that this is not something I want to pursue.
yeah,
You know, and I learned early that I could cut this off, and I could still live the life that I want to live
yeah. I'm
by
gonna
making the right decisions.
spin it back to you,
Yeah.
Car. I'm gonna give him his praise.
Yeah.
Serious baller. I
Yeah,
played ball. I played ball my
Yeah.
time. I played with some serious guys that are doing big things.
Yeah.
You're up there, Jay. Like you're
appreciate
a ball
that.
player at heart. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean? And I can
appreciate
see that. Obviously, I think that like kind of extends now into your
Yeah.
business and like what you're doing, teaching the kids.
Yeah.
I can tell that you're really passionate about that. But I remember we had the conversation of like, bro, I know you got a couple opportunities.
I did. Yeah.
Why? Even questions like, why Holy Family? Or why not take up other schools? Because I know you had a couple
Yeah, I had
opportunities elsewhere.
I did have a full scholarship to Grand Canyon.
Right.
And
so-
then my mom was like, we want you to be a lot closer
Yeah,
to
yeah,
family. And I also had a couple of professional offers after I finished college. But as I said, like people don't see the hardship that goes into soccer, right? They
right.
just see the
behind the
glamour,
scene.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they see that. But I understood that there's a journey to it, right? And
100%.
I've been through this 4 years, bro. I'm not about to go live in another
Yeah,
dorm
yeah,
room
of
with a
course.
bunch of men, bro. That can't happen no more, bro. You know what I mean? Like I was done with it from since I started. You know?
Yeah.
Because people don't understand. You laughing, but I'm dead serious, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm so serious because when you go over there, right, to wherever I was going, I think I was going to Arizona, and it was like, hey, this is your living conditions. You live with another person, and we train every single day.
Yeah.
I was doing that in college. Why would I want to put myself through? However, I'm not discouraging anyone that want to pursue their goal
Respectfully,
and
yeah,
their
of course.
dreams to become a professional soccer player.
course.
But I did understand super early that I could also have the life that I want to live
Yeah.
outside of playing soccer.
I remember when we had the conversation,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like, I remember it was kind of like, but Jay, you got like so much potential. Like
Right.
if you got you're in a conversation with these like pro teams and stuff, like
Yeah.
it's something you want to take up.
Yeah.
But then I also saw you like thriving in your business and like your coaching, and like you seemed happy.
I was.
It was like
happy,
you was content in the decision you made, which I always respected, and I kind of like factor that in and like what I wanted to do and found inspiration in that.
Yeah.
Was it a difficult decision for you to make at the time though?
Absolutely.
Well, like, how do you even feel about like letting the game go? Like, I know you're still kind of like.
I don't feel like I have any resentment towards myself or anything.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, it was a hard decision to make because this is something I genuinely love.
Yeah.
Prior to me saying I don't want to become a professional, we all had a dream as a kid to become a
100%,
professional,
of
right?
course.
But as you live, you learn, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the avenue and the environment that you're in, it doesn't necessarily take you to exactly where you want to be, but it's going to open a lot of other doors,
100%.
right? And I think that's where football did for me. It opened up a bunch of other doors.
100%.
I get to meet great people. I get to network every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get to be around a lot of successful people.
Yeah.
So it definitely opened a lot of doors and give me a lot of other things to think about.
You're right.
When I go different places, I'm not just meeting soccer players. And they have a lot of stuff that, I aspire to have as my business continues to grow. So it gave me a different perspective. Like, okay, you live in this type of life. You haven't kicked the ball. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you haven't done
But
much.
there's more than the game. Though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
think-
why we're here.
No
you
one
know?
talks
It
about.
all comes up to like realizing that there's more than sport, like
100.
outside there's life. Like, and I think when you so focus into the goal and you sit down and you think about it, because I think, remember when we were going to buy shoes
Yeah.
and we were speaking about it and you told me like, I'm okay with the decision I'm making. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
The man's okay with it, bro.
Yeah.
And
There's nothing you can say. If somebody is okay, no regret, moving forward, you need to be happy for him,
100. As long as you're content with that decision,
Yeah.
we gotta get onto you because you're at a different place right now.
We all, no, but on a serious note, we also saw that decision went left too.
Mm.
You know what I
Elaborate,
mean?
come on, talk
That,
about it.
I don't want to get into too
Say
much
what you want to
detail,
say,
but,
yeah, with moderation.
but we personally, witnessed that the decision to pursue a professional career also didn't go to plan.
yeah.
and-
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I hope you do.
Man,
you know what I
you're
mean?
slow, bro.
Such man, come down. You know what I mean? Come down, no. Right?
Man,
When you
right,
see this,
right,
you will
man,
know
you
who I'm talking
slow.
about, right? But let's Mike. So, but on a serious note, right? You also got to take into consideration the fact that when you make certain decisions, it could be very life changing, right?
Yeah.
Whether that's good or bad.
Yeah.
So it's not something you just jump into, right?
Yeah.
You got to really think about all the moving parts to it,
Preparation,
right?
Yeah.
Because someday you wake up and you're like, okay, this professional thing, I want to do it. Boom. Now you stranded.
Yeah.
Now what happened, right? As I said, I'm not trying to defer you from your goals, but it's something that everybody out there should really be thinking
you gotta
about,
think about it though,
especially
man.
as a professional a person that want to become a professional athlete.
Yeah. You
You
gotta
know?
think about it.
There's a lot of people that just jump into the water too.
Yeah.
So it's like you
Hot
just need
water,
to be
bro.
ready. You just need to be ready for whatever. You can't like you decide to go inside the hot water,
Yeah.
you need to start
Bro, if you
swimming,
get
bro.
burnt, bro,
You
you
gotta
have
swim
to live with
for
that,
sure.
bro.
If you can't
It's-
swim,
know,
don't do it, bro.
But
Facts.
and other parts of that too, if this is something that you really want to do, then
Go
to
for it.
us that it might seem like, damn,
Crazy.
this is so far fetched and crazy, but to that person it's like, this is what I really want to do. If you could finish life and say, yo, the only thing I ever wanted to do is become a professional,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tip
yeah.
my head off.
I
to
need
you.
to give myself a shot.
Yeah.
I can respect that, yeah. But
I
it's
can
also,
respect that.
but hunger and hunger alone, bro,
Don't necessarily get there.
it doesn't get. It
don't
doesn't
get
solely
you there.
because there's so many talented kids out there, bro,
Yeah.
and there's so many other hungry, talented, and you get to a level, bro, where like
Because I know a lot of people, Mike, that play soccer and then they come back and they work a regular job.
regular, bro.
Like a regular job.
Yeah, I think
And which is, I don't have a problem towards that. But that's why we're here to talk
Yeah.
about you're more than just a baller. I think at times we get so like
Focus.
tunnel vision on becoming a pro
yeah,
that we lose track that there's other things that's important to us,
Yeah.
like our family, life outside of
Yeah.
that. What do we want to do 20 years from now? Do you want to still be able to sustain yourself 20 years from now?
Facts. I also want to say this, yeah. being a pro baller, I don't think it's all as glitz and glamour. We see the big ballers right now. All right, the English boys in the Prem, they're on 300K a week and stuff like that. Yeah. But there's also people out there, they're like chasing the dream, that are hungry and want to make it work. You gotta hustle to make it work, though. Right. Like some teams ain't even covering your traveling expenses. Like if you want to make it work, like you gotta do that. And it's like we were talking about, like you gotta be prepared for the whole water that comes with that decision, and the lack of preparation. Because can be a detriment sometimes.
Even though, Mike, what we see in the Prem, there's a lot of other kids that's missing out that opportunity that's just as talented. That
bro,
doesn't have
serious
the
guys, bro.
That's probably better than most Prem players. But they never get the chance even to get the look in, because not only their parents can't afford it. So there's the things that you need to start looking into after soccer. Like, what do you want to do outside of this? You know, because there is more to life than just
I think so many kids just across the board, like, I hate to say it, and I don't want to be like the Debbie Downer, but like you're one injury away from like the career just being done, and you poured everything into that. I think that's now where they're trying to like integrate like education as like a safety net and stuff. And I know kids don't want to do. I didn't want to do the education. I kind of did it as an incentive to be able to be on the field, which I think is a good
balance.
Balance. But you know, there's so many kids, you know what I mean, they want to chuck all the eggs in one basket. You're one injury away, or you don't make the cut, or you get released from academy and stuff like that. And it's like, what are you doing now? Like, what's next for you?
I know, because it's very difficult after you leave soccer at 35 and now you're thinking about retirement and investments.
Bro.
Because you didn't know, nobody taught you about it. There wasn't any classes of teaching you about how to put money down for retirement, how to invest and have your money work for you.
Yeah.
And I think it's only until I graduated school and start seeking out knowledge and wisdom to be able to go and say, hey, this is the stuff I know. I need to start putting this aside for my future so I can retire at a certain time. 100. It's difficult to focus on retirement with the only thing you're doing is kicking the ball around.
I'm sorry, kicking the ball ain't putting a roof on your head, man. Like,
well, it might be putting a roof over some people's head that can't do it. But cool. I'm just saying for people like us, bro, that have, for example, that wanted to become a pro, right? And we come into the same college process, right? Yeah. Okay, we going to this school. How are we going to be able to get to a professional level? And then after we retire, because we're trying to do this at maybe 22, 23, 24 years old. After you finish, soccer is only maybe a 10-year, 5 to 10 year career. You know what I mean? After
Ronaldo,
that,
bro.
Unless you're
Ronaldo and Messi, you know?
But
if you're not Ronaldo and Messi, I'm sorry.
Bro, he the 0.001%.
Right.
He's doing.
But after that, now what? You know?
Cool.
In those 5 years, you got to be making a lot of money to be able to sustain yourself once you retire.
Making money is one thing, is keeping money is another thing. Though. And it's like, if you don't have money management, financial literacy and stuff like you said, like post-graduation now, I'm not learning about these things.
Yeah, the important thing is, if you don't manage your money, it's going to manage you. Whether you take that, however you take that,
best believe it. Yeah, serious. So, that's a gem there. That's a real one.
And that's super important.
Anthony, my boy. Yeah. So we graduated 2023. I know you're kind of. Well, you still got eligibility. You're still playing. I know you're still figuring out. You're still in the process. Like, what's like the near-sighted goal for you? And have you thought about what you want to do like after the game? I know we always have conversations.
So far, I'm just going to school every day, trying to get the degree.
Yeah.
Get to the finish line. It's all about getting to the finish line. There's no.
I think
now we're just relaxing, Stress with school, with the people at school that giving me stress every day.
It's not very sweet, bro.
We're not gonna say no names.
Right? You're not gonna say
you know who you are.
You know who you are, bro. Yo, indirect shout out to
Shanice, if you're watching this, get your shit together.
Trust me, seriously.
Get yourself together.
I think that's the advice that we always gave each other. Like, finish what you started, bro.
Right.
It's all about because I remember when I wanted to transfer, and everybody was like, "Don't do it, bro. You still have one more year. Don't do it. You have another year." And I was like,
"You should be thanking us right now, man. You should be thanking us for real."
We was all there, bro. We was all in those shoes, and it's just a perspective of the grass isn't always green on the other side, bro. It's greener where you water it, bro.
No, true.
And that's how I looked at it. So that's the advice I just give, I guess. But it's rough, bro. There's some days I wake up, I'm like, do I want to do this? Do I want to be here?
I know
but
it's very difficult, as I said, to navigate. I think given that me and Mike already been through this process, I think you do have help in terms of like if you need any resources, we people that you could obviously come to and stuff like that. But Mike, I'm so happy that you created this.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Because, of course, me and Ann is not that well down in terms of like the topic of visas and all this other things, right? But I'm sure you could have people on here which could, you know, enlighten us a lot more and spread.
That's the goal.
The word that okay, there's as you said, there's more to life than just soccer, and they could give us a lot more insight on where we could go for information.
Yeah.
Because even with school, I don't even think the people that we was dealing with have any idea on how to really get us to the next step.
How do you go to the admission at your school, bro? You know more information than them, bro. It's crazy.
That's a madness.
That's bro. Like, bro, like they just like they Wikipedia something, bro, and just
you know who you are.
Bro. I'm like, bro,
you know who you are.
Bro,
you're better at what you do.
That's a follow-up conversation. We need to have a serious conversation with HR saying,
but to be honest, I just think that some people, they get to their job and it's like, all right, I'm here, I do what I have to do, and after I'll go home, you know.
Nobody caring for the kids though.
I mean, at some point, you need to understand that if you don't know about it, we comes and we're like, hey, like I have this and that problem, and they're like, oh.
And it's all new.
It's new to them, so it's like, I respect that. I understand that. At one point,
bro, don't save them grace, bro.
No. Listen.
Light people up sometimes.
No. I understand. I respect that at a point, but do your job better. Get educated out of school. When you get home, trying to read some article, and after you come back and give the good information. Because I cannot come at school and telling you what to do, and you telling me what I'm doing is wrong, or you doing stuff that make no sense. And after that, we all look each other in the eyes, and I'm like, okay.
You telling me what I already know.
You telling me what I told you, you telling me back. And after that, it's like, so what am I? Right. What was I doing?
They do take my
this whole time.
They do.
Oh my God. And then that's you being nice right now.
Yeah.
No, that is. We're like, really saving them grace because like, what they don't understand, like, this is really like people's livelihood though. Like I'm coming out here, I'm trying to like make something shake, and I'm like, doing everything by the book and stuff like that, and you guys are giving me nothing,
bro.
They don't know, bro.
Nothing, and it's like it's rough, bro.
But I think there's other people that's probably worse than us.
Yeah.
I mean, the situation that I got into it during the summer was crazy.
Yeah, bro. I was like upset for you, bro. Like that was terrible.
Right. That was an interesting one, though. Man.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
But I think once again, it comes down to like lack of information. Though. It's like
because
I don't understand. Sorry,
go ahead, bro.
I don't understand how like you bring on all these people like to make the school look good or like to represent your sports team and stuff like that, but you don't accommodate to the actual like situation. I just don't understand.
I think that's like totally different.
But do you think it was like our school, like the small sample size, or do you think that's like a bigger problem just across like?
I think
collegiate sport.
I mean, it's probably a big problem in colleges. Like
I do think it is.
And a lot of people go into it and they're like, what's going on? But most of the athletes, we all know what they do afterwards to stay in the country. So it's like, beside getting your OPT done and somebody that's going to sponsor you to stay in the country, beside getting married, there's like...
Even that, and that's something we can touch on, like, it's just like, the limits and the stipulations for you to like stay in the country like after you graduate, it's like it's such a like a I graduated, I finished what I started, I've done my 4 years, and then you just feel like you're just dropped off at the curbside, and it's like, well, what now?
No, I know.
Well, all my accolades and all my hard work and resilience feel like it's poof and just gone to smoke, and it's like you're really at the drawing board.
Do you feel like when you graduate junior college and after that your goal was to honestly going D1 or D2, do you think after your college career you're like, I'm going pro, you're like, what am I gonna do to stay in the country? Like for both of you guys, like honestly, what is it about?
And I wasn't even thinking about what I'm gonna do to stay in the country, to be honest. Because as I said, the only thing I was worried about is playing soccer.
But was it?
I didn't think far ahead. I didn't think.
No,
you didn't think like, what am I gonna stay in the country or not? For you guys coming in, getting your degree and going back home.
that was never for me. That was never the. Maybe for you, Mike, you could probably go back home and live in.
Yeah, your hustle's different. And I always respect it, but
I don't think going back home was an option for me at all.
Yeah,
not just saying life.
Let's talk about it because you ain't been home in a grip,
bro.
This guy left and he said, "I'm good."
For how long you didn't go home? You've been here.
Yeah, I need a number on this, bro. I want to
10 years. I'm gonna look directly in the camera and say 10 years. It's not really my fault though. Blame the folks. 10 years. Yeah,
that's a bag of years, bro.
I know. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
In those 10 years, Mike, and had to put it up on his fingers. In those 10 years, right?
Bro.
Oh my gosh, bro. I learned so much.
Yeah.
Not only about myself, but I learned so much about my family, about what is next for myself, and what I really want in life, Because I think if I was going back home, I wouldn't be able to focus on a future here.
Yeah, of course.
So being here for so long, it helped me to really lock in and focus on, okay, what I want 10 years from now, 5 years from now. But yeah, bro, it's been a minute. You know what I mean?
Has.
Hopefully I'll be traveling sometime next year, though. Hopefully.
I hope for you, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't been home in about 3 now.
Yeah. Got me feeling like Vibes Cartel on this podcast, but they have me locked down for beer time,
free
bro.
Gaza, bro.
Bro, have me locked down for beer time, bro.
Boss.
Just
bro,
free me, man.
bro.
Free
Yeah.
shit.
Free J.
Free me. All right? Just free me, man, for the one time.
I haven't been home in about 3 years now.
Yeah.
And actually, when I first came out, I used to go home at every break, like Christmas and summer break when you're not playing.
Yeah.
I had been home in 3 years. I kind of like made the commitment. I want to make a few things shake. That's when I kind of had the conversation. I'm graduating. What I want to do after.
Yeah.
Let me just lock in. But once again, that comes in part and parcel of the sacrifice you have to make.
Absolutely.
And if it's what you want, no one's giving it to you, so you really got to go out and get it. So like, I respect it. 10 years is a long time though.
I know,
but I understand it though. I understand it too.
In those 10 years, as we mentioned, I was able to start a business. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't think
you're 25 now, so you was 15 when you came out here and just kind of that was just
it was
tunnel vision from then.
Yeah, so I was able to do something great in those 10 years. You know what I mean? I didn't even believe I'd be able to do something like that because I remember my first winter camp. Right, I looked at Ant. I say, "Yo, Ant, I can't believe this thing is possible, bro.
Yeah.
The numbers that's coming through the door.
Rolling.
Mike, I'm telling you, Mike, the numbers that's coming through, we won't disclose on air, but the numbers that was coming through.
Yeah, you know what?
Brother.
People penny pinching about what's in your pocket.
Oh my gosh, bro. The numbers that was coming through there, I was like, I'm sitting back and I'm like.
And you don't have to play and you're like, bro, this is like real life.
And I'm having this.
Yeah. But now you can go home and like, you're comfortable. Like, I can go home and like, I know I've got a few things in place, so like it's a different kind of something, man.
And based on our conversation that we talked about, I think was, last week, Mike, just transitioning from moving on to the game, right? After the game, you also got to put stuff in position to win 10, 5, 10 years from now.
Facts.
The infrastructure is super important, you know? As you mentioned, we are different parts in our life. You starting a podcast, and this is something that I would love to see you continue with because I think you would have phenomenal people on here, and you're a natural at this. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
No, for 100%. Like
this guy like to talk, bro.
He said this guy like to talk. You know,
he said, you're a chatty patty, bro.
You're your own friends, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People wouldn't know, but Ant is probably one of the funniest guys in this
No,
room.
he
But he
is,
don't
bro.
say a word. You know what I mean?
I don't say no, bro. When you
He
get to
is
know him, bro,
funny,
he's a comedian, bro.
He is a clown.
Yeah.
But I think that this could be a good path for you. Like, it's important for you just pouring into something that you built, from ground up. Don't go pouring into nobody else's stuff.
Yeah.
Once you keep pouring into your thing that you grow, your baby that you grow, it's gonna grow. And that's what I've been doing consistently for the last 3 to 4 years. I just been pouring into what I started.
I appreciate that, bro. Honestly, I do. And that, since it's at the drawing board, I've talked about it for a long time. And I think for me, this is kind of like, I don't know where it can go. Obviously, like, I envision a couple of things I want to do. I don't know. I have a direction, but we're going to see where it goes with time, God willing. But
just as much as this is like a journey for the people out there, it's a journey for you too.
Bro, I'm learning in real time, bro.
You learn in real time.
I'm learning in real time, and this is just like sharing the experience and sharing the conversation with the people. That's like, that's all I want to do, really. And
that's a beautiful thing, though.
Yeah,
you
and I think
learn as you go.
I think for me, this is like, yeah, it's for the people. I want it to obviously be for the listeners and stuff like that. But it's also something for me too.
Yeah.
You know, and something I wanted to do and really just stepping out and doing that. You know what I mean? Like the same way you got your passion with the sports and like, yeah.
Because for real, I never thought this day would come, like that you would have.
I know,
this.
bro. I know.
It
know,
took so long.
Listen,
You see the post on Instagram, me like, yo, when is the podcast?
Bro,
coming?
I know,
Listen,
bro. I
it's
know.
been
But
so
we're here.
long.
We're here.
Mike had me with the shampoo in the bathroom saying, yeah, so, you know, me and life, blah, blah, blah.
Oh
Whole
my
time
God.
the
Yeah,
man's
yeah.
not doing nothing. I'm calling Mike, how's
What
the
is the
podcast?
podcast?
And he's just scratching his head.
And what is Mike's favorite line, bro? Do you know?
Go on.
He said, "I'm just trying to get back to the basics, man. I'm trying to make some shit. I'm just trying to get back. I'm trying to make some shit shake."
You know,
Favorite line, Mike.
Go
I'm
make something happen,
tired,
bro.
Mike,
Go
you
make
know?
something happen.
you start with a, you know.
Bro, lifing right now, bro.
Life is life, and like I said,
I mean-
man, I'm just trying to get back to the basics.
I actually like. Obviously, I had like a lot of like thoughts, feelings, like before like really making this happen, bringing you guys on and stuff like that. Life was lifing. Life
Right,
is lifing.
bro, I
That's-
know, bro,
I'm gonna
I
say
know.
that for real.
I know, because I know you personally, so I know.
Right,
You know what I
but
mean?
how long are you
Outside of
gonna
this.
how long are you gonna use that as an excuse to like not move and do something?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
You know what I
you
mean?
gotta
And it's
take
so
that
not-
leap of faith.
There's only right, and that's why I really come to the conclusion. I was like, I gotta take a leap of faith, bro, and allow things to like fall into place, bro.
Right.
Excuses ain't getting you nowhere. It ain't gonna change your circumstances.
Well,
It's all like good asking for help and stuff like that. But I also feel like you got to give something for people to help.
yeah, that's true.
You know, you got to kind of put something into the world. You can't just, you know, expect handouts and
I
stuff.
mean, it's good because you break the ice now.
Yeah, we're here now, so the people
You just
people are
had to
able to
break-
see
you
that
just had-
something's
you
cooking
just-
now.
You just had to break the ice.
Right?
You break it, so now
Yeah.
it started. So
Nah, bro, we're
Yeah.
here now.
Right. And Anthony's sweating.
no, bro,
He's
it's
just
relax.
quiet. You know,
Calm.
he ain't sweating. He's just calm.
No, but
But Mike, just to get back to where we really spoke about the life after soccer.
yeah,
I know, as you mentioned, Ant, earlier, you was like, I'm just trying to get to the finish line, right?
yeah.
But after the finish line, what's next? You have to, even though
What do you wanna
gotta
do?
get to, yeah, even though you got to get to the finish line, Ant, you have to think about
Yeah.
what is after the finish line.
I think because I went to junior college and after that, honestly, I got like my injury a couple of years after that. I think between coming to Holy Family and graduated to get my associate degree, I had like time to work, see life.
Yeah.
And even before going to college, I had like time to live life, go work,
Yeah.
living with my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
It was really like eyes opening on like seeing just normal people. You know, I
Bro.
wasn't just playing ball every day. I was just seeing normal people going to work every day. So it's just like it made me realize that like I don't want to do this. I want to play ball. So after playing ball, I got the associate degree. I was like, all right, I want to be a businessman. I want to make stuff moving and whatever. Got my injury and it just slowed me back. But I came back afterward, came to Fuel Tech,
I'm
got
a-
few session.
Plug the
You
fuel
know,
tech, man. You
the
know,
Fuel Tech.
you know
See
what
my
it
boy
means.
just
Yeah,
there.
shout out,
Holla
yeah,
him. When I came, 15 pound.
Oh my God.
Let's
man.
talk about it. This is real.
How
This is
did he
real,
say again? Make the baby fat go away.
Yeah, make the baby fat go
though.
away.
We've all been there. Yeah.
I know, yeah.
And I will say this, like, yeah. Fuel Tech's a serious thing. I'm, like, you're my brethren, and like,
Yeah.
I'll give you love, and like, I'll say like I'm supporting what you're doing, but like, I can see like the time and effort and that you really do put into the business, and I think you love what you're doing, so it makes it easier for you.
Yep.
Ant,
Go ahead, bro.
I'm a shoot straight, bro. Kicking ball is what you're doing right now. That's the goal. Is that like where you're at?
Yeah,
You're still like locked in, focused on like.
I'm not locked in focus. I'll say like after the season, honestly, it like break my heart. I was like, damn, that's how you finish college, bro. Like,
Bro, rough.
with the team that I had, I mean, had great team since I came to Holy Family.
Yeah.
Every year that I had was different, very different.
Right.
And like, from a point of view where it's like you play your last game, your life is on the line because you want to make the playoff and you finish and not doing it. I had to take a step back and just ask myself, like, is it really what I want to do, you know? So I
Yeah.
didn't touch a ball till I went back home, play with friends, you know, just to
Yeah.
get back to it. So now it's just, I'm going to see, I have few people that's giving me offers
Yeah.
about still playing ball. Do I really want to do it? I don't know.
I
I mean, it's like, it's a sacrifice at one point.
Mhm.
It's true that I always wanted to play ball, like Jay said, but you need to be like okay with the decision that like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
So that's something, and like my mom always say, like regret is a big thing. That's the only thing in life that you can't escape. You know, when you regret, and
100.
I'm gonna sit down in my couch, look at the TV and be like,
Woulda,
I
coulda,
could
shoulda.
have, nah, bro.
Yeah,
So
and that's a big regret. I think, and we kind of like re-loop into what we said earlier. If it's something you want to do, we're not discrediting that.
no, obviously not.
No, I'm
but-
not talking about you. I'm just talking in general.
No, in
the
general,
audience,
but
anyone.
I think that everybody want to go pro,
Yeah.
but it's like the hard work that you have to put into be a pro is totally different. That like, all right, you're gonna go train the morning, you're gonna train in the afternoon, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle, bro.
It's a lifestyle. It's like, it's nothing that the beautiful stuff that we see on TV. It's totally
It's not
different
just
from the
glamour
background
down.
stuff. Like
The behind the scenes.
when you lose, when you don't play, your coach doesn't have confidence into you. You go into a new team, new country, you don't know the language, you don't know the people. There's like politics, when you get into it. So it's like, there's always going to be politics everywhere. But like when you go into football and you see the politics, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Not
Like,
all talent, bro. Not all
yeah,
talent.
it's
bro.
not
Like,
just
coach
talents, it's not
favourite-
just hard work and stuff like that. There's politics. And like, I think it's important for the kids to see like there's more than just sport.
Yeah.
Because it's like we so focused, I think black people in general, we so focused in like, all right, I'm gonna play sport and be rich.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a rapper.
Yeah.
That's the only avenue.
That's the only thing that people see, but like
But
there's more than that. There's very more than that. We have Jay now that have his own business and he's around football, you know? And you love it. You're studying your podcast, you love it. Like there's more than just sport, you know?
You can always turn your passion into, you know, your goal, your passion into your business, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can always start it into your business because when you love something, it doesn't really feel like a job, you know? And of course, once you start something, you got to make sure you know how to make money out of it.
Of course.
That's super important. But when you start something, the first thing comes to mind shouldn't be how I'm going to make 100,000, I'm going to make $1 million out of this, right? It starts with having a passion.
Yeah.
And if it's something that you really care about, it's going to be something good because people could tell if you care.
Yeah, 100%.
You know
I
what I
think that
mean?
goes a long way.
People could tell if you care. And
It's a
your
grind as
attention
well.
to detail is going to, you know, show
100%.
and people are going to buy in. So it's important that even if playing soccer is not the main goal after school, finding your passion and,
It's important.
you know, find a passion and find something that you like to, you know, build a future on, you know, and kind of project your goals and start something good for yourself, you know. And whether or not, even if this, Mike, was a side hustle for you, right?
Yeah.
This is something that actually keeps you sane.
Bro, this is therapy, bro. Like
It's like therapy for you.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And a lot of us don't have a platform to come and
Just talk.
share. We might do this in private, right? Because we do this so much in private, but to have a platform to really share your story from where you're coming from could be an inspiration for others. So being more than just a baller could be something much bigger than what you just have here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You could take this to the next level.
Yeah.
It is depending on how passionate you are about it.
100%.
So
I think you made some great points there, and I really like you kind of like said it in a nutshell, to be honest. But when Ant was talking about it, I was thinking to myself like, if it's pro ball, or if it's the podcast, or it's the business, or whatever it is, that's like tailored to that individual.
Yeah.
If it's something that's like really like a burning desire that you want to do, I think you owe yourself the chance to at least go for it. I think there's a difference between trying and then not succeeding or flourishing the way you envision. At least you could be content with that you tried doing the thing.
Absolutely, bro.
And we're at the crossroad now where we're no longer like kids anymore.
We're not.
And you know what I mean? There's certain responsibilities obviously that you want to take on, but like my like biggest thing is I didn't want to just kind of go into the corporate world or a job to like sustain a lifestyle, whatever, and just be miserable without at least trying to do something that I wanted to do for me and that I enjoyed. And like you said, I was passionate about. So I think that's like advice for you, because I know that you're still like at the drawing board, like in it. If it is pro ball, then and you're having conversation, you owe yourself to give yourself a chance. If it's not, then you can pivot.
I mean, there's others. Like, so far, my brother had a company that he gave me. So, NYP,
that's a big thing. That's
maximize your potential. So it's all about helping kids, international or US people, to just navigate into college. And after that, to either go pro or just like go into life, because I think when you stop, it's not just an eyes opener, because you see there's a lot of guys that like, okay, I'm done, I'm finished. But there's some guys that like, it's hard for them to like, there's no more ball. Like, what am I going to do? And I think,
who am I? What am I doing?
That's a good thing that we trying to do at NYP, just trying to help the kids to realize that there's more than just ball. Like,
and I love that. I mean,
afterwards,
I know that's like a new kind of thing that you kind of like moving in now. But like, I also feel like, for me, it was like a hard, honest conversation I had with myself. It's okay to admit that the dream as a kid has changed. And that that's no longer like the main focus. But like for me, this is still like my way to stay connected to the game. I've lived it, I've experienced it. I want to have conversation with people that are like going through it, or have a platform where it's behind the scene conversations that no one really talks about up front. So that could be your avenue of like
definitely
helping the people before you with the experiences that we didn't know before.
There's a lot of stuff that like it's just it's nice to come to the US, embrace the experience. We all want to go play pro. We all want to, and I understand everybody, all the kids, but there's very more than just ball. And I think that with the experience that I have and the journey that I had, like stop working, going to school, going to the US finally, it just like made me realize that like, there's more than just ball.
Of course.
From a long time, like I knew like there's more than just ball, but.
And Ant is a serial entrepreneur, bro.
He is, bro. You remember the first time when we met Ant, bro? This man always on the phone, bro. Always talking to someone, bro. I'm like,
fashion,
who is this guy, bro?
In true Haitian fashion. And we thinking he's just chatting.
Bro, he's got ideas, though.
He was getting to it, Mike.
No,
you know
bro,
what I mean? So, but it's good that you knew that from a young age, you know what I mean? It's funny, I'm just going to talk a little bit about my little brother right now, because his dream, right, is to become a professional player, right? That's the only thing he wants to do. And
does he know what that takes, though?
That's what we're gonna get into.
Right.
So as his older brother, right, Mike, I gotta present with him with a harsh reality. Like, first, buddy, you're not that good. It might I'm just being real.
I did that.
Yeah,
it's a real conversation.
I'm tell you now, like, but you have potential, but you don't have what it takes and the work ethic to get there. I'm not just trying to rain on your parade at all.
Someone's got to say it, though. Because
I'm right now, I'm at the point where I'm telling him, like, hey, what else do you like? He loves this kind of stuff. He like being on camera, using camera. He loved the computer. So I'm like, this might be something that you're really passionate about. When you come here, you could probably work for me and be my videographer. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm cool with it. But just to transition from what we're talking about, only thing he knew at that point is soccer. He saw his brother play soccer. All I want to do is play soccer. But I'm trying to instill in him there's more to life than just want to become a professional. Right? And he has so much potential. And I don't think a lot of us really fulfill our potential because we're so tunnel vision and just playing soccer the whole time. And this could just come from me being retired too. And just me saying, okay, I don't want to be a part of this, right? But I know a lot of guys that played pro that told me personally, like, I wish I did something else. Not from soccer, but like, I wish I went down different avenues because I didn't really get to do all the fun stuff that I wanted to do. I didn't get to spend as much time with my family that I wanted to do. All I did was
I think that's
kickball,
where
I want to
you
be
know?
I want to be conscious of the time, not to cut anyone off.
Yeah.
I do want to just be conscious of the time. So just
Yeah.
So like I was about to say, it's just I think that's the balance that I had into my journey. It's just that I had football and work and other stuff. So it's like the guys that I used to play with that signed a pro contract, they went to the MLS and stuff like that overseas. And it's not just like it's about the hard work, honestly. But it's like when I see them and we speak about stuff, they'll tell me like, you live life.
yeah.
You travel, you do this. I didn't have
think
to
you
do
have.
that.
Yeah,
So it's like I really like enjoy how the journey went, whatever will happen. So I think it's the best advice I can give to everybody.
Yeah.
Like
I want to finish with that.
No, I ain't got nothing. I was gonna say.
I do want to
go
finish
ahead.
with that, and that's why I kind of want to take it. What's one piece of advice that you would give to someone like coming through the ranks or like considering the opportunity, or that you would have gave to your younger self, knowing what you know now? Just like paying it forward to.
I would say use your passion to open up doors for yourself, but that doesn't necessarily is gonna take you exactly where you want to be. But use your passion to get there, right? Because along the way, you're gonna meet a lot of people. That's gonna be beneficial to you, and make sure you're not narrow-minded in terms of what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. You know, because there's so many ways and like ways to really accomplish your goals. It doesn't have to be okay, this is all I want to do and this is the only way to get there, right?
Right.
So just make sure you stay open-minded and you ask for help. Super important.
That's heavy.
Try to network as much as you can, you know, and seek information. You know, for me right now, I think is where I'm at in my life. The most important thing for me is just seeking knowledge and seeking information. So even if you're coming from a different country, it's super important to seek information because the sooner you know it, the better.
Yeah. No, nice. Yeah. And
I'll say have faith. Have
serious.
faith. Pray God or Allah or whatever God that you guys have.
We don't discriminate. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. We don't discriminate. But just have faith and be confident because you might want something, but God have a different road for you. So it's like you don't need to be upset if He put you in a position that you don't want to. You don't know why He put you in this position, and it's probably because you asked something, but you're not aware right now at the moment. So I'll say just have faith.
And
Wow,
yourself,
that's a good one.
host?
For me,
yourself?
oh, you guys are kind of like done all the wrap up that I was gonna say, but I think for me, like, seek help.
Yeah.
I came out here, you don't know anyone. You feel like sometimes you can feel like lonely at times. You build like relationships and bonds, and like they become your family. You're like figuring it out together, but not going through it alone, suffering in silence. Speak up if like you having something small. Like I think in my years, like a conversation back home for me like goes a long way. Like rejuvenates me. Like to say like you know what, this week kind of sucked, and like being okay with that, but just pushing through, the hoping, like you said, having faith that the next week will be better. Remember why you came here, the mission that you're on, and God and doors will open along the way. So that's all from me. But listen, people got places to go. I don't it's late at night already, so I don't want to hold anyone up.
Yeah, I was class.
Mike,
tomorrow,
I do have
This guy talk about class.
Mike, I do have a person that I would love to bring on here. One of my business partner. He is the owner of like YTP.
Oh yeah.
He will be a great person. I'm plugging you right now, Chris. So
Well, listen,
that.
man. Listen.
So
this was
he
the
would be a
first
great.
episode.
Yep, he'd be a great addition to it. For him to share his transition because he played pro and his journey.
Bro, so this is the first episode. I appreciate you guys coming on. I think we did touch on some bits. I didn't even get out of the phone with a script. It was a real conversation. I got people in the works, man, but I'm also open,
Absolutely. And shout out to SD17 Soccer.
Bro, wrap it up, man. You can shout out your socials, man.
I just had to because these are the people that I do good business with.
Yeah,
and I
of
just
course.
wanted to,
bro,
shout them out. So
that's what we're
they
here.
could always, get
it's
some
for the
love as
people
well.
from the people, bro. So I'm not, man.
So
But, all right, last little thing we'll do. You can, you put yourself on again.
and go follow us at Fuel Tech Soccer. Yeah.
And you
You
want
can
to
follow
shout
us.
out?
_soccer_.
You can follow us as MYP Sports. Maximize your potential on Instagram.
You want to do your personal? No, that's up to you.
No, I'm
Personal
okay.
to do what?
He said.
Personal to do what?
Some of my life private. Yeah.
So let's wrap it up, Mike. You know.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Well, that's me, the host Mike Ford. You can follow at more than just be MTJB official. I'm obviously gonna put all that information as well to follow. And yeah, man, the first episode up and done. I appreciate you guys coming on.
I appreciate
And,
the invite, bro.
Yeah, man.
And shout out to the person behind the camera. Big
Yeah,
shout
love
out to
to
you.
well.
people.
Amazing
Shout out.
guest.
The
Amazing,
people-
amazing.
the
We
people behind the
appreciate you.
camera.
It's been a long time in the works trying to get this place and the moving pieces figured out. Shout out to Philly Podcast Space.
Big shout
for
out
making
to
it
you
happen,
guys.
man. So
Absolutely.
yeah. All right,
We
give yourself a round of
appreciate you.
applause for that one, guys. I appreciate you. All right,
Yep.
and that's an edit. I appreciate you,
Thank you. That was seamless, Mike. I ain't break a sweat.
bro. It was cool, bro. Come.
There's a lot of people I wanted to bun out in this podcast, but I said I'm gonna be nice to them. A lot of other names I could have, but I'm gonna be chill today. Because you know who, you know I was.
Like tell you guys to clap or something, so then I know
Where to cut it.
clap.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, that's from their side. From my side.
He's like one take, Jay. He's like one take.